Hi, friends. Today I'm just going to talk to you about teacher observation. There are several ELT experts or English language education experts advocating the importance of having teacher observation quite often in their educational institutions. Now, why is it so important? See, teachers have to be observed. An observer should not become a participant. Rather, the observer has to be there in order to know how the teacher starts a session and how the teacher ends the session. And what sort of strategies does a teacher make use of? And what type of tasks does a teacher create? Is the teacher aware of a task creation on her own? Does he or she create new tasks and the time management of the tasks ought to be also taken into account. Apart from that, the teacher's planning of how to, create interactive mode of learning teaching experience. That's very important. So, teacher, how does a teacher really look at the textbook? Does the teacher make use of a textbook effectively? Has the teacher got any specific pre-task activity in terms of explaining a vocabulary or explaining a concept, introducing an abstract concept, creating a learning ambience? Does the teacher create a learner-friendly ambience? That's very important. The observer has to also make note of other aspects of teaching, the body language of the teacher, the range of activities the teacher has. Does the teacher really also make note of learners and their involvement in individual learning or team learning? And does the teacher also make note of the kind of L1 and L2 that they make use of while they learn the second language or the target language, etc.? See, how are these going to really help the teacher? A very important step that I would always advocate is the teacher is going to really look at this as a process of evolution, where the teacher is going to see how good has she become or has he become over a period of time, right? For that, I think this observer's feedback is extremely important. Every now and then, it helps the teacher to reflect on his or her teaching activity. Second, the design of a session could be modified, could be customized if the teacher is aware of the inputs of the observer. It's nothing to do with the grading of the teacher as such. Of course, it is going to help the organization to understand how effective is the teacher, or how effective is the lesson planning, or how effective is the delivery of the teacher, etc. But it does really support the teacher psychologically and also procedurally, because the way you introduce a lesson can be revamped, enhanced, or the teacher can strategize further in order to make sure that the competency mapping done by the teacher on every individual in the class can be further emulated. I would say working on the micro skill mapping of the students or the learners could be considered a very important step. So teachers' extraordinary skills in galvanizing students and making students to focus on a specific macro skill could be observed. And remember, the feedback need be very general. It has to be very specific. And the feedback of the observer has to specify which macro skills, has the teacher really worked on, and has the teacher got some sort of mastery on. And there are also occasions the observer has to list exactly what type of micro skills do we actually expect the particular teacher to improve upon, etc. I would always say recording the entire teaching on your own and listening to it, it does provide you a big way out of some challenges we otherwise space. On several occasions, I've seen myself, whenever I record and listen to it, I try to change some of my strategies or techniques. And I realize where I have to change or what I have to change, how I have to deliver, right? It's also to do with the pace of my delivery, the customization process, and the kind of examples I pick and choose for a particular group of learners. And how do I streamline the learning process by looking into the learner behavior, the learner interaction, and learners' competency, etc. That's going to really change the way we enhance the entire learning teaching process. I think observation, especially teacher observation in the classroom, is extremely important, and every organization has to look into it. And that is how we can change the quality of learning and teaching everywhere. And it's very important to video record the sessions and analyze the sessions so the teachers themselves are aware of the kind of errors they make. And it's also very important, once in a while at least, to look at the scenario planning that they do. Also have a kind of an informal session with their curriculum consultants or teacher education experts who could be available regularly to give them specific inputs. So I'd always recommend every school to have a teacher educator as a curriculum consultant, also kind of a teaching specialist. So he or she could be also kind of a, someone who could give them strategic inputs on how to enhance teaching at every level, how to create an ambience which is quite learner friendly. So learning can be facilitated formally and informally. If you have any questions related to this, you're free to ask me. If you want to know more about me, visit me at www.mangalaprathaban.in. That is www.mangalaprathaban.in. If you want to know more about the organization that I work for, you can always visit me at www.fluencycenter.co.in. That's again www.fluencycenter.co.in. And you're free to enroll for teaching knowledge tests that we offer. And we are providing teacher-specific training programs. And here again, I upload several sessions related to teacher education. And you're free to share with people, in your profession or in your professional network. Wish you all success. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you.